Hello.
Hi.
How's everything going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Jen. What's up, D?
What up, man?
How are ya?
I'm good. This is how lazy we are. We could probably go to each other's houses, but we're just like, you know what? We'll just call in from
Right.
different.
Oh, we're all in Vegas.
How's everything going over there?
Good. Good. Yeah, we just finished pre-production rehearsals last week, getting all the songs ready for the record. So, yeah, going well.
Very exciting, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are some cool record things you have back behind you.
Yes, the Wall of Shame. Some cool stuff, some Billboard stuff, and still got to get some more plaques made. But yeah, it's my music room's kind of where I spend most of my time in the house.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really loving the song Disco Kills.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that you guys are paying homage to the old school classic rock riffs, because I'm a big fan of that. Can you talk a little bit about, kind of your favorite classic rock riffs that kind of inspired you to make this song?
I know for me, it was like, I think I was listening to a lot of like old school Black Sabbath at the time, and also Royal Blood, which is not old school at all.
Yeah.
You know, very British rock. Yeah, I love that, this very like riff heavy stuff, but it was just, I was playing with the weird tuning, and it's just very like, just has that sludge about it to me. Or like somebody said the other day when Stacey and I were doing an interview, like they called it a grunge. What do they call it? Grunge blues?
Grunge blues, yeah.
That's an interesting mix.
Yeah,
we can popularize that new coin, phrase, grunge blues.
Blunge or something. I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was actually, it was one of the first songs we kind of wrote as a band, as Crashing Wayward. Dave had the idea and demoed it up and was like, wow, this is really neat sounding. And yeah, I kind of picked up on that vibe, as Dave was saying, had that Black Sabbath kind of almost like Soundgarden, Royal Blood. And it was like, that was the kind of the direction that we were kind of morphing into, Rival Sons and that kind of stuff. So it was kind of the first song of many that came in. But what's cool is, Dave does a lot of riffs and stuff in alternate tunings. So, being as we're both the guitar players in the band, it gives it this unique sound, because I'm in like a regular tuning where Dave will be in an alternate tuning. So it really has this very unique layered sound that I think separates us from a lot of the other newer bands. So that's really kind of what I really dig about, musically, not just from the whole band perspective, but guitar wise with Crashing Wayward.
Yeah, it's very, because that's what they do. So Keith's always in that, and they, their plethora. Ronnie Wood is always in standard and kicking ass, which Stacey does. So what's great about Stacey? He's an amazing guitar player, and I am a terrible guitar player. So I have to go.
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far, dude.
But what was it like working with Mike, who's done so much with Metallica?
Yeah. So the band that I had called Electric Radio Kings, that actually morphed into Crashing Wayward, he had done our record, and Mike has just a lot of interest. He hears things that we don't. So what's cool about that is like, he's got a lot of interesting ideas just on everything, on drums, vocals, guitars, bass. So it's really cool to watch this thing, when somebody presents a song idea and we demo it and watch it just kind of just blossom into this like epic thing. It's really really amazing. Really enjoy the process of you know, making music with him.
Nice.
It's always cool when you work with different producers. Like they all have their own like method of doing stuff, and
Yeah.
Mike has definitely a different way than like I'm used to doing it. So it's kind of cool. Like which, you know, you see the benefits of. It's just neat. It's just, you learn a lot, and Mike, I think, has taught everybody a lot. And
Yeah. Like lots of Dave and I have the, you know, we've been blessed with working with a lot of top name producers, but like Dave was saying, a lot of producers have their own way of doing things. So it's like, it's a unique experience every time you work with somebody.
Yeah, I can imagine. And what was the experience like making the video?
Which one?
Oh, the one for Disco Kills.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense. That was awesome. We went over to Los Angeles, and our bass player Carl had found this place that he had discussed with the director Vincente for Industrialism Films, and they found this great place called the Masonic Ballroom in South Los Angeles, which was an old ballroom from the 30s.
Oh,
so
wow.
It really was kind of beat up. It was perfect for what we were going for. So we kind of took one of the main rooms and made it kind of like this aftermath of a political party. And then we also have these scenes where we kidnap Pete. And that was kind of funny. Poor guy endured, you know, this getting fake beat up for like 3 hours. And they're, you know, the director and their crew was like, you know, get into him. I remember like Dave and I were interrogating. They're like, grab the back of his head and like shove him and like, you know, really get into him. We like, yeah, but we don't want to hurt him. So I think Carl and Sean got into it a little more because they were like throwing his chair over and stuff. And Dave were like, well, I don't know. They kept saying, you know, hey, Dave, Stace, like, you rough him up, you know. But it was a fun day. It was very organized, and Vincente was a great director. So.
Yeah, it builds character getting beat up.
Dave, you want to add anything to that?
I mean, I don't know. I think you explained it perfectly on that one. And I mean, there was, I guess, an old building, so we had to lug everything up a couple of flights of stairs, and there was yeah, you know, it was like, LA is always fun to come to. It's a, you know, cool city and cool vibe, and it's just great working with, you know, different directors each time we've done a video so far. So it's, again, like working with the producer, like their different way of doing things and how they see things. And this video is very vibrant color wise versus our last arc, you know, and you know, plus, you know, Stace and I got, you know, we got to show off our other guitars in this video. So video, we're gonna different guitars.
Yeah. It's all about that.
That's right. I'm just kidding.
Which ones are you currently playing these days?
Dave's got a great guitar collection. So we kind of circle through certain guitars, you know, him and I both play Gibsons. Dave's got, well, Dave, go ahead and tell a little bit about your go-tos.
My favorite guitar at the moment is probably my 62 Les Paul Jr.
Oh, nice.
You know, AC/DC guitar player, what do you like, the SGA style, before they switched to that. So I mean, just because that thing just sounds amazing, and it has like a magic to it. This has so many songs inside of it. So that's probably my favorite one at the moment. But like, you know, it's like, you know, the Gibsons pretty much have, you know, a couple Zamitis guitars and a GMP, which I love. But yeah, I mean, I think we circle around Gibson mostly, Stacey and I.
Yeah.
Like you got Tellys that are great guitars, and they sound killer. So.
Yeah, I'm endorsed by ESP Guitars for, I've been with them about 8 years now, and they make a really, really cool copy of a Fender Telecaster. So that's kind of my two different, it was either a Les Paul or Telecaster. But it was cool, it was like Dave has a great Gibson Firebird that he brought out specifically for Disco Kills. And I know just from certain people that I've talked to, they're like, that's a really cool guitar that Dave was playing. So
Yeah.
yeah, we like to mix it up.
That makes sense. Have you guys ever played Music Man guitars?
I have I think I used to go to this jam night thing in LA when I lived in LA, and the house band there, the guitarist always had one of the Wolfgangs. They make nice guitars, but yeah.
I hear like the neck is like thinner or like lighter or something.
It's kind of an interesting build, you know, the way Eddie Van Halen masterminded that whole guitar to his specs, you know. So, you know, it's weird when you play signature guitars because it's coming from that person's specs, which might not work.
Yeah.
Me or somebody else. So, yeah, Music Man's a great company. Make cool basses too.
Yeah. The neck on that's way too thin for me. I have big hands, so I like big neck. Yeah. Plus, I just like to hit the instrument really hard, and I always think I knocked that one out too a bunch when I was playing.
Yeah.
So what's next for the band? You know, it seems like live music is slowly coming back. Are you guys hoping to get back on stage anytime soon?
Yeah, absolutely. We have our first show coming up in August here in town at Hard Rock Live. We'll be making that announcement
Soonish.
3 days.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you know, we're gonna pursue getting a good agent, and yeah, so we'll start recording the record and hopefully be finished that by fall or after that. But yeah, we kind of want to start playing a lot more in the fall and stuff, and onwards into 2022. But yeah, we're ready. We've got a great set list, and you know, a lot of really strong songs. So band sounds really, really good. So yeah, we're super excited, especially after not playing. I mean, what was it, Dave? It was like this lineup was just under Electric Radio Kings with a different drummer, and that was early February of 2020. We played with Viper.
Oh yeah, it was our last show, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess that the LA one was after that. 16
months ago.
Wow.
It seems crazy that it's been that long, you know, since
it's really weird, Jen. You know, it's like and it's because everybody else is going through it, you know. So I for myself, I can speak. I'm just super excited because it's like that's I think the longest I've ever gone without playing. And you kind of get squashed down by it, and then it just becomes like, wow. So when we got the first show booked for this band, I was like, oh, we're really gonna play, you know. So I think everybody's chomping at the bit to get on stage again.
Now we have to rehearse the songs instead of write songs. So it's
exactly. That's a whole different.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I know for me as a fan of music, it's going to be exciting to get back into that atmosphere of seeing live music. But I can imagine on the opposite side for musicians, just to rediscover your love for being on stage, that's probably going to be very exciting too.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're reset in a way. It's like, you know, so it's kind of an interesting thing too that everybody's, I think, going through, because it's like, yeah, it's like learning how to ride a bike again, you know. Yeah.
Yep. Once you step on that stage, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I can do this.
I remember how this went.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to it. That's a cool venue too. Like we're in Vegas. The Hard Rock and the Strip has, you know, it's on like the top floor. The load-in sucks, but it's a cool stage and it has a cool view. And excuse me, and it's a cool place to play. And
That's
the
awesome.
band playing with is a killer band, and you know it's gonna be a great night of music. I can't wait to actually officially announce the show.
I know, a couple of days.
Very cool. Well, guys, I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jen.
It's been a blast chatting, and can't wait to see what you guys have coming next.
Well, I can't wait to Austin so you can come see the band and the concert.
Exactly. Or if you guys come out east.
Is that
Northeast,
where
I
you're
should
at,
say.
Jen? Are you in Austin, Texas?
Boston.
Oh, Boston.
Boston.
I would love to be in
Okay.
Austin, though.
Austin to Austin.
Yeah, Austin's a cool city.
Yeah. So is Boston. So yeah. We love to get out there and definitely play. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a while since I've been to Las Vegas. I think it's been almost 10 years, so I'm overdue. I'm overdue to be back in
Lots
Las
changed
Vegas.
in 10 years. So yeah, you won't recognize it.
We'll definitely come out for a road trip or something.
Cool.
Yeah. Do it when we're playing so you can come see us again.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely plan it around your live music schedule.
Thank you.
Well, guys,
Yeah,
thanks again.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks, Jen, for having us, and have a good weekend.